Step 1, forget it. Quick disclaimer, I personally am in the School of Business, so the majority of the examples I'm going to be using are specifically from classes that I've had within this program. I don't speak for every program on campus. So every year, students ranging from brand new freshmen to experienced seniors herd into class with the same intention or goal, which is to gain knowledge for their respective field of study. A few weeks into the lectures, half the class is skipping because the assignments or the quizzes are online, or because they value sleep more than a $300 per credit hour class. But it's at that point that teachers start raving and preaching about the holy grail of events within this business program, and that is the career fair. An event so important they have to cancel class for. So important they take hours out of lecture time to tell you what's right and what's wrong because they've seen it and done it all in their own careers. I'm not a cynic, I'm not a negative person, it's all fantastic. I enjoy some of it, but there comes a point to an extent where it's just too much. It's like I am a computer and they are the programmer. Do it this way. Never do that. Wear this color suit with this color tie. Your heels can't be more than 3.47 inches high. I had one person suggest I should get my eyebrows done. How is your resume? All of this goes on and on and on, and it's all good advice, I guess, but it's as if the pressure of finding a job wasn't hard enough as is. Now we have to follow all of these new sets of rules and regulations just to go up and introduce yourself to these people. Now, I say this with the utmost respect for my teachers and superiors, but if you really want to get these recruiters' attention, just forget all of it. Which brings me to step number 2, standing out. These companies get, let's just say, 1,000 students that hand them thick cardstock resumes, a firm handshake, a nice smile, a 3-minute conversation, and then they just walk away. You can tell them this, you can tell them that, whatever you want, but how do you get their attention before saying anything at all? You get straight to the point. So there are thousands of people that go in and out of the building all day, and we're all here for a collective mission. We all are here for one reason, and no one ever says it. So I just put it on a t-shirt.
Get a haircut and get a real job. Get a haircut and get a real job. Clean your act up and don't be a slob.
Hello, do you need a name tag?
I do need a name
Okay.
tag. All right.
I like your shirt.
Thank you so much.
I love the shirt actually. That's
Love the shirt.
I was gonna say I did like actually it was like look at this place hiring me shirt. Like I'm gonna go talk to that guy.
I think that you are very honest to kind of wear that shirt. You're very outgoing. I think that kind of shows your personality as well.
Would you want to talk to me after I walk by?
Yep.
Yeah? Okay. So far, an overwhelming success. So for the sake of time, I'm just going to go ahead and combine steps 3 and 4, which are respectively misconceptions and follow-up. Now, the catalyst behind this project was to challenge a norm. I've been told 100 times in my student career that this is what recruiters want. Apparently, what they want is to have the exact same conversation with thousands of students who are wearing the exact same thing. Now, flip the perspective for a second. If you were a recruiter, does that sound appealing? My idea for this simple video was to walk past these recruiters and have them say to themselves, holy shit, I want to talk to that kid. And for the most part, it worked. I talked to a lot of people at the fair, more so than the last 2 years that I've been, and I tried to keep a consistent ratio of recruiters to students. The results were pretty spectacular, and basically they reinforced my original hypothesis. Every recruiter I spoke to, ranging from tiny businesses to massive global forces, liked the t-shirt. They indulged on this, quote, refreshing, creative, humorous idea to such a degree that roughly 60% of the recruiters I spoke to approached me. I want to emphasize that. I got them to come to me. This was my 3rd year participating in the fair. Never had that happen to me before. Now to the flip side, the students. A majority of students that I spoke to were basically against it, citing that it was unprofessional or inappropriate. And a number of other students I spoke with said basically the same thing, but they followed it up with, I gotta give it to you, it's funny, it's ballsy. And then they asked me, does it work? And they didn't really believe me when I said yes. Here's a clip that I did with a recruiter from a wildly reputable institution. Said that it was like borderline disrespectful, unprofessional, stuff like that.
That's what they've been programmed to think.
They are programmed that way. And to hear that, it was honestly saddening to think that students these days at this college fair lack so much creativity or originality that they just do whatever their teachers tell them to do. To make that even worse, in my opinion, he wasn't the only one. There were actually multiple people that said the exact same thing. Now, in summation, or in my conclusion, this was my 3rd year doing the career fair. The 2 years prior, I had minimal success because I felt that I was approaching this event in a dishonest manner. If you're doing what everyone else is doing, you're doing it wrong. I walked into that arena with a water bottle and a camera. No resumes, no expensive clothes, no perfectly polished elevator pitch. And surprisingly, what I walked out with was interviews galore. It was by far the most successful networking event I had ever been to. This was a completely innocuous project, and it's one that a number of my fellow students disagreed with. And I think that's unfortunate. Be who you want to be. On the 2nd day, I was interviewed by the Channel 8 News. Mackenzie, the woman that interviewed me, ended the segment with a really fantastic quote. And that was,
so next time, maybe consider dropping the blazer and wearing the t-shirt.
It's so simple, yet so profound. Don't be intimidated by this event or your superiors. If you've got an idea or a dream, follow it. Don't follow someone else's.